Good morning, you guys. I got a comment asking to show you guys my meal prep and how I do it, so I thought that's what I would do today. I am getting ready to start. This is this week's meal plan. Remember that this is specific to me, my body, all of that, so you would have to figure out your own macros, but once you figure out your own macros, this kind of gives you a guide of how to do it if you're interested. For breakfast, I have oats, egg whites, Applegate sausage, a cup of strawberries, and some broccoli. So for that, I only need to meal prep the eggs and the strawberries. I bought frozen strawberries because they are so expensive here. It's like $9 for a little carton of strawberries at the store, and then they go bad within like 2 days. So I got frozen strawberries, and I'm actually going to take them out and put them in one of my containers and just let them defrost in the fridge, and I can put them in as I am making my oatmeal. And then for meal 2, I have 5 ounces of hamburger, 4 ounces of sweet potato, a cup of green beans, and 30 grams of avocado. I'm going to cook all the hamburger today and put it in a container. It's being made with taco seasoning. I choose the low sodium pack because of the fact that it helps keep my sodium under control for the day. And then I will be cooking the sweet potato. Normally I slice it or make it into french fries and put it in the oven. Today I'm mashing it to mix it up because my one I had 2 weeks ago was roasted, and I noticed I got bored with it really quickly because I had it for like 3 weeks in a row. The green beans, I just got canned green beans, and I'm actually going to take them out of the can and put them in a container. And then for the grapes, I have my grapes here. They're just red premium seedless grapes, premium table grapes they're called. I am going to be taking those out, measuring them, and putting them in snack bags so that it's all pre-measured and I can just grab it. The lentils I'll make today and also pre-measure those. The chicken, it's 5 ounces of chicken. I'm going to be cooking it in the oven this time, and I'm doing boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I'm going to put it in this bag in a seasoning and cook it in there. And for the chicken, I just store it in one container and measure it out as I'm taking it out. Whereas the hamburger, I already have it measured. I just find it easier. Then brown rice, I'll cook that. 50 grams of cucumber. I'm not going to pre-measure that because if the cucumber gets weird if you slice it. Half a cup of tomatoes equals about 6 cherry tomatoes, so I can just grab 6 out of the carton, and I've got them here. 40 grams of avocado, another thing that will not be pre-measured. And then the stuff I need for my protein shake. I have 1 scoop of protein, 100 grams of blueberries, half a banana, and a tablespoon of chia seeds. I am going to pre-measure out the blueberries, and that equals about 1 full size of a snack bag. And I did get some fresh and some frozen, so I'm going to pre-measure those out and actually just keep them all in the freezer so that then I can just pull them out and it helps act as like the ice. So my protein shake is nice and cold because that's how I like it. So that's what I'm doing. I just want to show you, these are the containers I use. They come in different sizes. This is like the 4.7 cups, and then the bigger one that I love is 9.6 cups, and then they have smaller ones. This one is 1.3 cups, and then they have a teeny one that's like half a cup. I don't have any of those because I would never use it. But the reason I love these is the lids. They push in, and first let me show you on the lid. It has this rubber ring, and these are like BPA free and all that, and they push in, and you heard that air squeeze out, and it has a thing in the center. You can just push like that and squeeze out any excess, and then it has these locking things. And it's so much easier. I really struggle with the glass ones. The, what is it called? It's like the Palatexs or whatever. I had those, and I was like switching out all my plastic and so excited. And it's like the lids get warped and you can't get them to go down. It was so frustrating. So I switched to these. I really like them. They're leak proof. They are plastic, but BPA free. You can put them in the dishwasher, you know, all of that. And the lids don't warp, which is where it's at for me. And then it's really easy to open. So those are the containers I'm using. I originally would start normally by cooking the vegetables first, but recently I started switching to doing the meat because that takes the longest, and it's the thing that I have to stay in the kitchen for. For the vegetables, because I typically just roast everything. Wait a minute, don't I have broccoli on my list? Oh yeah, 50 grams of broccoli, so I'm going to be prepping that. And for the broccoli, I buy it in these bags because it's already cut, and these are decent sized florets. I don't have to like try to cut them smaller. I can just store them in a container. They all go in one of these, and then I'm able to just like grab and go for my meal, and I just prefer these, so I get them already pre-cut. Now typically I would meal prep on a Saturday, but instead I'm meal prepping today because I get my meal plan on a Thursday, place my grocery order Thursday night and get it Friday, and then meal prep Saturday. But I placed my grocery order Thursday night and it got delivered an hour and a half later. I was like, whoa, that was fast. I always choose the fast and flexible, and it was an hour and a half. So that's why I was like, well, I've got it, may as well meal prep today. So that's what I'm doing. My kitchen is a mess over there because I have the Ninja out, which takes up so much space, and I have some stuff that I'm cooking for Dawn as well. So we're not going to focus on that stuff though. We're just going to focus on what I'm meal prepping for myself, because that's what we were specifically asked about. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is get out my big pan to cook all the ground beef in, the ground beef, and then get my chicken in the oven. I took out my oven rack already. I'm just going to place it on my baking sheet. I always leave this in the oven because I just use it as like a catch-all. If anything overflows or something, I just keep it on the bottom of the oven. So for this, luckily it has a thing that says how to do it. Preheat oven to 350, and then we can get started on this. I love these little like cook in a bag things. I just find them so much easier, and you get to just throw it away at the end, so way less cleanup. And basically the front end of the package right here has the bag in it, and then up here is where you cut to get the seasoning out, and you mix in some water. Now normally you would only do 1 pound. I am doing 4 pounds. But the reason why I do that is because, one, I don't want to have to use a whole bunch of these because they're like $5 each. So I do a whole bunch at once. But also the chicken thighs get so small. It's not like doing chicken legs like drumsticks. It's way too, they get tiny, and then the bag only has like 4 teeny tiny little pieces of chicken, and I'm just like, come on, you can do better than that. So, and like I said, it saves money. I always cut this over the bag because the powder, it's like so full, it'll come out a little bit when you're cutting into it. And then you add in 1 cup of water, which actually is this. 1 full packet will end up equaling 1 cup. And then I just give it a little zhuzh, mix it in like that. And you can see it looks super watery, and you're like, oh, that's not going to be good. It comes out delicious, and it gets really thick. And then I'll just add in the chicken. This in total usually ends up taking me about 4 hours. But if you end up averaging it out, if you spend 1 hour a day cooking for yourself when you get home for dinner and stuff, that ends up equaling 7 hours a week. So actually you end up saving time by doing it this way. Okay, so it's all in there. And now you're going to take it and twist it, twist, twist, twist. And it comes with a little strap that locks. And there we go. I tend to push it up like that. And what's going to happen is this bag is going to get bigger in the oven, and you're going to think, oh my gosh, it's going to explode. It's not. It'll be okay. But all of this has seasoning, and as the chicken cooks and it gets smaller, it'll all shrink into that sauce and make a lovely sauce that I won't eat. Okay, pop that in, and we're gonna leave it for, I think it was 40 minutes. We're gonna do 40 minutes and then check it. And now I'll move on to the beef. Now, if you want to be really organized about this, you can lay out all of your containers, which is what I normally like to do, but I'm running lower on counter space today, doing meal prep for 2 people. If he was eating the same foods as me, it would be different, because then I would just be making a lot of the same stuff. But because I'm doing like different things for him, and then all of my different things ends up taking up a crap ton of space. But once I get the eggs cooked, I might have room to lay them all out. So I'm just going to turn this on, open this up, and pour these in. I don't do anything fancy. I don't sit here and like crumble it in. I saw one guy that like, he cooked like a third of the package and then took it out, added another third of the package, took it out, and I'm like, that's way too much time and trouble. Ain't nobody got time for that. I just mash it about, you know, like you do. And basically once this browns up, then we will add in the water and taco seasoning and let it simmer for a bit, and then let it completely cool before I start putting it into individual packages. And I'll show you how I do that when I'm done, or when I'm at that step. When you're doing this, by the way, this is a random thought, but when you're meal prepping, you always want to weigh your food. If your meal prep is based off weight, you want to weigh your food after it's cooked, before you put it into the individual. These are the baggies that I like to put my ground beef in and my blueberries. You want to weigh it as you're putting it into here, so that then you know exactly how much it is. You don't want to weigh it when it's raw, because things lose weight. Like the chicken, if you weighed it raw, 5 ounces of raw chicken is not the same as 5 ounces of cooked chicken. And same with the hamburger and stuff like that. So you always want to cook it first. And then also when you weigh it, you don't want to weigh like frozen strawberries, frozen blueberries, because they actually weigh more, and you want to preferably weigh fresh only. I'm going to go ahead and do my eggs. I'm boiling 2 dozen eggs, and then what I do with these is I lay them in here. I put a paper towel down, peel the eggs, put them in, and then put a paper towel over the top, put the lid on, and the paper towel will collect all the condensation. You can, if you use bamboo paper towels, you can use the bamboo paper towels for this and just wash them in the washing machine. But I'm not sure if you can use the unpaper towels though, because those are more like wash rags. But anyways, I do that, and then for me, I only eat the egg white. I don't have yolks on my menu this week. And so when I get ready to eat it, I will grab it out and just take the egg white off and eat that. And then I take the yolk and chop it up and feed it to Louis, because he loves it. I never give it to him whole though, because I don't want him to choke on it. And then I'm going to do the eggs in this, and after they're done, then I will rinse this out and do my sweet potatoes in it. I don't want to have to use like a bunch of pans if I don't have to, because then I have to clean them all. This is what the chicken looks like when it's cooking. When I said it looks like the bag will explode because it gets so tight. Tried to put you somewhere where you could see what I was doing. I'm just going to open the bag carefully so that all the juice doesn't just run out everywhere, and also so that I don't burn myself with the steam. And take the chicken out and place it in here. And I'm gonna go ahead and just leave this on the counter to cool. I always just listen to YouTube videos while I meal prep or Instagram stories, just something to make being in the kitchen slightly more enjoyable. Dang it. He sits there and waits for something to fall, and then he doesn't care what it is, he'll eat it. So crazy. You are so crazy. Although I guess I shouldn't complain that he doesn't mind eating his vegetables. His favorite is like bell pepper, apples, pumpkin, squash, things like that. Normally I have a lot more than this because I have been eating about 100 grams of broccoli a day, but now it's only 50 for this week, so I'm just going to pop this in the oven and cook it for like 10-15 minutes. I don't like it cooked like super soft. Okay, so my camera turned off while I was packing this. I did the ground beef in half of the side of the tin. I made 8 bags, and then I made 8 bags of broccoli. Normally I wouldn't do the broccoli like this because 100 grams is too much for these bags, but 50 grams was perfect. So this is ready to go into the fridge. Now I'm just going to let it sit. You can see it's still a tad bit warm, so I'm just going to let it sit there. Okay, so this is what I do with my eggs, and it just helps to absorb all of the condensation from when the lid is on. today. Just got my farmer's market delivery. I always do my mashed potatoes in there to whip because I think that it just like works so much better instead of like having to do it by hand. I didn't put butter in. I just allowed a little extra water from the sweet potatoes, which is why I didn't drain them in the sink because it too much drains out. So I did it by hand in order to keep them moist, and then I'm going to split them into bags like this because it's really hard to measure them out when they're like cold from the refrigerator all packed together. But I can see that's very hot, so we're gonna have to do that later. All right, let's see what we have for day 11. That's not day 11. Don't fall. Day 11 is the big one. All right. Style dry turban shower cap. Oh my god, you know what is so funny? I literally was just getting ready to order a shower cap that I saw on Laura Beverly's Insta stories. I'm very easily influenced, you guys. I see something and I'm like, oh, I definitely, ooh, I like this. This is nice. It's like a proper turban, but it's got the shower cap thing here. I really like this. Let's see. I was just checking because the one that Laura Beverly had a strip of silicone on the inside, so it like helped keep it like locked in. But this is nice. I really like it. Yeah, I'm so excited for this. Style dry. I'm assuming the brand is Style Dry. Oh, I just realized that. Okay, so the turban, they're talking about, it has like, you can see where it's got like the shower cap, and then this is the part that sits against your skin, and they're saying you don't get like the imprint from the shower cap because it's that lycra material. It feels so soft. I'm very excited about this one. This was a good one.